a specific company uses Java to deliver their features. And domain knowledge takes time to get, takes months or maybe years. So each company invests in their developers. You cannot outsource everything unless they're very, very small independent projects, which is not the case for most big companies. You can outsource things yourself, but it's much better, much easier to invest in a software developer, bring them in, train them, explain them, let them get experience on the domain of your company, and then keep them and let them maintain your system. Training someone in your domain takes time, and it's not the easiest thing to do, to outsource all pieces of information unless you have a stable outsourced team, which is again kind of part of your company if it's on a longer term basis.
That makes absolute sense to me. But let's say I am a businessman and I am looking for a technical like co-founder. Where should I start looking for one?
Technical co-founder. I'm not sure I understand the question.
So if you're looking for somebody to do this technical job, so I don't have any background, and I'm looking for somebody to help me develop my business. Is that what, Haris, is that what you are looking after? Is this your question? Would you like us to unmute you? Yeah.
Where would you look? So if you have no background knowledge and you are not really tech savvy, going to a consultancy firm would be a good approach, I think, because you'll be able to understand your problem and develop a solution for you. Okay. That's what I would do.
So is there any place that there are like software engineer, freelance software engineers that we can find?
Consultancies, yeah. I don't know specifically because I don't interact with those companies myself. Andreas might know, I don't know, but they exist, yeah.
I mean, there are some freelancers as well online. Like there are lots of like Fiverr, or there are lots of websites for freelance, any kind of freelance. And I guess there might be some freelancers who offer like those solutions, maybe. Nice. But this is the cheapest way. But consultant, if you want to do something big, consultancies, yeah, it's you know, like the Big Four or whatever, those kind of consultancy firms.
Yeah. I think that answers the question, Haris, doesn't it? Yeah. So the next question we had was in relation to Python. So let's say somebody wants to start learning Python. Do you have any suggestions for a new starter? Where can they start and what can they do? I guess you've probably answered that by saying practice, but is there anything else that you want to add, George?
So yeah, I think from scratch, if you start from zero, you have to follow an organized course, a simple one originally. I highly recommend Udemy. I don't take commission, I just used it myself for many technologies I wanted to learn. It's very easy, straightforward. It's tailored for non-university people, which is always much easier for common people to understand. So yeah, find Udemy or similar online platform, look for Python, and try to most of those online platforms provide Python for beginners or a similar course, and there will be a tutor who will explain to you how things work and how to get started. So that's a great starting point, and then you can take it from there afterwards.
Thank you. So let's go now to your interviews and the process of getting a job. Are there any technical exercises that they make you do during interviews, Andreas?
Yeah, I didn't have much interviewing experience, to be honest, myself. But yeah, I know that they're doing lots of, not lots of, depends on the company actually, but they do have some technical stuff, but you don't have to. I mean, some companies, probably Google, they make you program on the spot, but most of them, you're just writing like a pseudocode. They don't care if you know exactly how's Python implemented or the syntax and everything. They just want to know your way of thinking, how you think to solve a problem. So they give you a problem. Let's say, for example, I don't know, if you were a programmer, how you gonna program like a lift going up and down? How are you gonna do it? Let's say someone press 2 and then someone press 5. Where are you gonna go first? Are you gonna go 5 and then 2 and then what's your algorithm? What you're gonna create here? So they want you to see your thinking process mainly. That's what I said from the beginning as well, like your analytical skills and thinking process, or maybe some mathematical problems, or yeah, mainly problems to solve. And if you have the capability to create like a pseudocode quickly as well on the board, you can make it. They make you do it. Pseudocode, by pseudocode I mean you're just writing, if this, then I'm gonna do that. If that, then I'm gonna have a for loop. Then I'm gonna do this, and then there's gonna be relation to that, and I'm gonna call that. Blah blah blah. You just draw. You don't
Interesting. And did you get any technical questions in your interview, George?
Sorry, did I get?
Did you get any technical questions in your interview for digital?
So yeah, it's an interesting topic because each company has their own model and they adhere, so they keep to their model. I remember when I was interviewing for IBM, for example, they asked literally 0 technical questions. They had a lot of questions. I had to fill a form explaining what I know about IBM and try to convince them why I want to work for IBM. Then I had to do an IQ test, and then a psychology test, and then there's a presentation at the IBM offices. So they focus on a wide range of skills, but not actual software development skills. Now, Bloomberg is quite the opposite. They have a series of interviews which are focused only on solving problems. So they don't care about your IQ skills or psychology or anything. You just go into a room and you're presented with a problem, and you choose some programming language. It's up to you, and then you have to solve it. You're given 1 hour and you have to solve it. And if you solve it, you go on the next round. It's again the same thing. And obviously, I didn't pass Bloomberg. I had to cut IBM short because I got the job offer at Digital Shadows. Now, my company uses a combination of those things. I have been interviewing people for the past 3 years, mostly graduates, and we ask a few questions about culture fit, about how a person is in the personality of them. We ask some technical questions about their background. We ask specifically that the person we hire knows Java. So we have a programming test, which is just one, but we have it. And it's a problem like Bloomberg's one, but they're given time and they have to solve it. And yeah, again, it depends on the company. Each company has their own standard.
I would like to add on that, not only the company, but only your experience. Whatever you write on your CV, it's going to be, I mean, I interviewed people as well myself, so it depends on their level of experience of software engineering skills or whatever. So if they're graduates, you're going to ask more basic questions. If they did like a computer science degree, you're going to ask about that. You're going to ask some computer science questions just to see if their CV matches with reality. And you're going to ask them about their projects that they did, some questions on based on their CV. So yeah, CV plays a huge role, and you have to, you shouldn't lie there. If you lie like it's it's a negative thing on the interview, like you said something and you're not really familiar with it.
This is great, guys, because I just now realized that you have insights like from the interviewer's perspective, which is really valuable for people who are now applying for jobs. So so the question maybe is, what are you looking for? Like which candidate would impress you, George?
So if they have good technical, I always go for technical skills. If they are good technically, I give them the thumbs up. So if they solve the problem, if they answer correctly to my technical questions, I give them the thumbs up. Now, I get really sad when they nail the soft skills part, but they fail the hard skills one. Because you understand that the person is a great culture fit, but sadly they didn't finish the hard skills test successfully. So yeah, it's a shame because you'd like to work with that person, but then again, you can't pass someone who hasn't met the company's criteria. Another important thing to know is that we do two kinds of interviews. I do two kinds of interviews: normal ones for standard positions, for long-term permanent positions, and the internship ones. We get surprisingly high number of intern applications. So when I'm interviewing people, I have to reject many brilliant and intelligent people that nailed the interview, but because there's so many limited spaces, we can't just get them. It's always sad when you encounter a person like that because you feel bad for them. I mean, they have nailed it, but that's someone who nailed it even more, and there's only one position, so that problem has to be solved. Now, that's not the case for permanent positions because we don't get as many applications. So if the person is good enough, and you'd be surprised how many people are not, they just come to the interview unprepared, or they just give it a go and see how it goes, and they fail it. It's much easier to, in my company, it's much easier to land a permanent job than the internship. It sounds absurd, I know, but it's all about competition. Yep.
Yeah, and I guess there is a learning point from there. That sometimes if you don't get accepted in a position, it doesn't mean that you're not good enough or you didn't do well. Or you
Oh, absolutely.
wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with that because it's